Find it.
What's going on, guys? I've been getting a bunch of questions about the differences between the XD and the XDM. So today I'm going to do a real quick comparison side by side of the two. For those of you who do not know, the M in the XDM stands for match. So you're getting some match grade parts if you go ahead and buy the XDM instead of the XD. These are both 40 calibers, the XDM 40, and this is the XD40. I did a full review on this. I will do a full review on the XDM, but check out the XD if you're curious on that, my review on that. But this right now, this is a side-by-side to see what you're getting with paying the extra money for the XDM, which, depending where you're shopping, could be considerably more money. Alright, first thing you might notice is that this XDM is a little bit longer than this XD. Put them right next to each other so you can see that. Here they're kind of lined up pretty well, and there's the difference. Because this here, well, the XD you can get in a 3, 4, or 5 inch barrel. This is a 4-inch barrel here. The XDMs, you can get, they're a little bit longer. This one here is the 4.5. You can get a 3.8 or a 4 or 5.25, excuse me. So the barrel is a little bit longer on them, and that is because, as you see here, stamped in the top, it is a match grade barrel. All XDMs come with a match grade barrel. You're not going to get that in your standard XD. Also, your trigger. This is what the XDM calls their minimal reset trigger. It's a match grade trigger, and they claim it to be the shortest reset out of any polymer frame pistol on the market. So that's what they claim. That's what I'll tell you. I don't have any kind of tools to measure, but the trigger is better in the XDM versus the XD. If you stand an XD and an XDM next to each other, you'll notice that the XDM is a little bit thicker in the grip. It's kind of hard to tell, but when you're holding it, you can definitely tell that the XDM is a little wider than the XD. Why is that? Why would they make a newer pistol a little wider? Well, here's a magazine for the XD in 40, 12 rounds, so you can get a 12+1 on that with a standard magazine. And a standard magazine for the XDM in 40, 16 rounds, +1 in the chamber, if you so choose to do so. That is an extra 4 rounds. So for a little bit of width, you get 4 extra rounds. If you're looking at a 9mm, you get a 19+1 in the XDM as compared to 17. So if you're looking for more rounds in your magazines, you might want to pick the XDM. Move up to the slide on here comparing these two, and as you can see, these serrations in the slide on the XD are definitely usable. They are good. But Springfield upped the ante with the XDM and they made it a lot deeper. I'm trying to get you guys a bunch of angles in here so you can see a little bit of what you're looking at here with the XD. Now with the XDM, like I said, they are considerably bigger serrations. Not only bigger, but more of them, and they're deeper. They're more aggressive in every way possible. You can see them from the top there. So your serrations in the slide are bigger, longer, deeper. You get more aggressive when you're racking your slide on the XDM. Really nice. Also, we'll move to the very front of the receiver. You have a third slot in the Picatinny rail here. I don't know why in the XD they only put 2, but that's what they decided to do. Maybe they knew they were going to make a match version and put a third one there. I don't know. But on the XD you have 2 slots for a Picatinny rail for an accessory. On the XDM you have 3. So there's a little bit right there. We're going to go ahead and move back on the pistol to the slide stop, or slide release. And here it is on the XD. It is usable, for sure. It is thin, so it's good if you're carrying it. A little bit of serrations there. Now on the XDM, for a faster reload, they have made it much bigger. As you can see sticking out right there, your slide release is much bigger. So if you're shooting, you do a reload, and you're using your slide release like you should, it's much easier to grab right there on the XDM versus the XD. On the XD, it's actually quicker and easier doing a combat type reload to just rack the slide. A lot of people rack the slide regardless, but if you really look into it, it is faster to use the slide release when doing a combat reload. So on the match version, they made that extended so you can grab it a little bit easier. While we're on the topic of reloads, check out the magazine release here. So there's the XD magazine release, ambidextrous, awesome. It is when you're rolling your finger forward, as you can see here from the side, it's indented a little bit. So to get to it, you really got to kind of push in a little bit. I've had magazines stick on the XD. Now on the XDM, I have not had that issue. If you look at it from the side here, it sticks out a little bit. So ambidextrous as well, but it does stick out. So the magazine release is extended. Much better for doing a quick reload. Next is another pretty obvious thing you can see in the two. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the grip. We'll start off at the top. You can see the contour molded in here for your thumb and your index finger. Depending if you're left or right-handed, each finger will take one contour. It's there, it's usable. It does help, in my opinion. But now they've really amped that up with the XDM. So that was the original there, and then you can still see the contour lines where they shaved more out. So you've got a thinner frame at the top, so it's easier to get a hold of. So the contour for your thumb or index finger is beveled out a lot more on the XDM. We'll move down. Check out, this is one of my complaints with the XD, is the grips here. It's literally slick to me. The back is fair at best, slick on the sides, it's okay in the front. So take a look at that, and then we'll go ahead and check out how much more aggressive they got with the match version. Much better. It is very sturdy in your hand. So big upgrade there. So since it's thinner at the top and you can really grasp on, it's not going anywhere in your hand. Also on the XDM, this back strap here, kind of like the 4th generation Glocks, is removable. You can get a bigger one, this is the medium one, or a flatter one. Not so much that you can get, but if you buy one, they come with the gun, so you can change the back strap in them on the XDM. The XD, you're not getting that feature. Not going to happen. We'll go back up to disassembly on these. On the XDM, you need to lock the slide to the rear, bring your disassembly lever up, release the slide. It's not going anywhere. You got to dry fire the gun, and it comes off. So they've removed one of those steps with the XDM. Now you lock the slide to the rear, bring your disassembly lever up, release it. No dry fire in there. So you do not have to dry fire your XDM to remove the slide. Most of you might say, I don't really care, and I kind of agree. But it's progression. It's better than what they had, and that's what they're going for. It's kind of a new generation. So when you're taken down for a field strip, you do not need to dry fire with the XDM, and with the XD you need to dry fire. Alright, now that's pretty much your differences in the XD and the XDM. Some say they're kind of minimal, yes, but it is a better gun. It's got better ergonomics, a matched barrel, matched trigger, no dry fire in the takedown, extended slide release, extended magazine release, a little bit longer barrel, 3rd round the Picatinny. So that's really what you're getting out of this XDM compared to the XD. XD is still an amazing pistol, and I love this gun. But XDM, you get a little bit more out of it. We'll go ahead and switch over to what you're getting with the pistol. So I'll show you just the outside of the cases real quick. They beefed that up too. Here you can see this sweet, very standard case for the XD. Nothing special. You get the extra super crazy tactical version for the with the Picatinny rail on the side on the XDM, and not legal in California. But your case for the XDM is considerably better. So it's a nicer case. They say that you can use other stuff with it, whatever, but you get a nicer case with the XDM. Taking a look inside of your case, what you're getting. We'll go ahead and compare piece by piece. We'll start with the holster. Both guns come with a holster. It's pretty nice. There's the XD holster. There's the XDM holster. So you can see this is a paddle style, the XDM, and this is a simply slide through your belt style. You can adjust the tension on the XD. You've got a little bit of Picatinny rail here if you needed to use it, and they provide a magazine speed reloader that can go on there if you want on both guns. But there's the XD. Here's the XDM. Still, you can still adjust it. It's a little bit bigger, and it's paddle, so it's easier to get on and off. Usability on them, very similar. It's just kind of what you like. I prefer the paddle over the belt, but they both work just fine. Next, it comes with very, very similar magazine holders. They both retain the same way on your belt. They both have a Picatinny rail there and there. One says XD, the other one says XDM. The XDM is a little bit wider in the magazine, not much, but it makes a difference if you're trying to carry the right thing. So the XDM, the only difference in the XDM magazine holster versus the XD is that the holes are a little bit bigger on the XDM. Comes with a magazine speed reloader in the XD. It does clip onto the Picatinny rail on the side if you want. So if you want it on your holster or on your magazine holster, they slide on all the way. I'm not going to jam it on there, no big deal. But there it is for the XD, and there it is for the XDM. It's exactly the same, so no difference there. Barely even usable anyway. XD has two 12 round magazines. XDM has two 16 round magazines. Now, take note that the XDM magazines do cost more money than the XD magazines. So if you're worried about price down the road for getting more accessories, your XDM magazines do cost more than your XD magazines. That's all you're going to have in your case for your XD. That is empty. There is one more, actually, well, like all other guns, you're going to get your lock. Whoop-de-doo. It's the same exact thing in the XDM. Most of mine stay like this. I never unwrap them. They go in my gun safe. But that's it for the XD. In the XDM, you do get your other back straps. So these back straps will go on the back of your frame, there or there, depending what you want. Small, medium, large, you have the option. So that's the differences. That is all I got to say about that. The XDM is more money. The XD is a little less money. This is a newer model. XDM, or the XD is a little older. Actually, you know what? There's one thing I forgot to mention, is the slide. Where did I put the XD? There it is. Take a look at the slide. This is the last thing I got to mention here. Is tapered. It is not on the XDM. So you've got a little bit of different slide right there. But that's it. That's really the differences. So if you're not really caring to spend a couple hundred extra dollars for the XDM over the XD, don't do it. They both work great. If you got the money, get the XDM. It's the newer version. But they're great, both great. Check out my review on the XD. I will have a review on the XDM. And I hope this helped you see some of the differences in two pistols.